never get free. Lamb to the slaughter, what you gon' do when there's blood in the water? The price of your greed is your son and your daughter. What you gon' do when there's blood in the water? Look me in my eyes, tell me everything's not fine, or that people ain't happy.
Hi guys, this is Ravenclaw What If. Welcome back to another What If story. Now before we begin our episode off today, give a short shout out to this new someone from my Discord that's been frequently. He made his YouTube channel for What Ifs. He only has like one series going on. I only watched the first part of it a little bit, so I'll go back and finish it off after I get done with this. But yeah, you guys should check it out if you find his content interesting. You should go in there and subscribe and do the whole like thing and all that fun stuff. All right, now this is What If Deku is a Sorcerer, Part 7. As Izuku wakes up from being cursed, as he's like, "Where am I?" As Kikyo, "Izuku, are you alright?" As, "What happened?" As Scarlet chimes in, "You were cursed, so..." Cursed, as, "Yeah. But my mother and your mother delayed the curse long enough for us to get something, a plant called a death flower." As he's like, don't tell me you went to Valley of the Hollows." As she's like, "Yep, that's the only place it grows." As Kikyo smiles. As Izuku's like, "Why would you go that far?" As Kikyo's like, "I'm not allowing you to die. That's not happening." As they have their little touching moment. Out of nowhere, they hear loud bangs as the room shakes. As Izuku's like, "What's going on?" As Kikyo's like, "I don't know, but what I'm sensing, it's bad. It's very bad. It's giving off as Scarlet continues her thought, evil presence. Let's go. It feels like I don't like, if I'm thinking what this is not going to end well." As we cut to outside, as two humongous portals open up, as these two creatures come piling out. As he's like, "Brother," or no, not brother. He's like, "Comrade, we found him." As indeed, as he flies over there and touches the boundary of the city, or the little area that the Midoriya controls. As he's like, he hits with his finger, as it's a barrier around the whole place. As he's like, "A barrier. Huh, quite charming. Not bad for a bunch of low life humans." As he flies back to his partner, as he's like, time to get to work." As they go to opposite side of the barrier. As they're on the opposite side of the barrier, as day and night, a huge beam hitting the barrier, trying to break it. As we cut to inside the Midoriya, inside. As Asashi turns back, as he's like, "What the hell was that?" As a man comes piling through, "Sir, we're being attacked." As Asashi's like, "Inko. Alright, Inko, can you check how's the barrier holding up?" As Inko runs off, as As we cut to a room where as everyone in there sitting down around a certain part of the circle, as they're chanting, as the swords conjure up and slam down, as they're reinforcing the barrier. As he's like, girls, how long you keep it up? It's like not very long. We don't know how much we could hold this back. The barrier is very unstable. As Inko runs back, or portals back to you, Asashi. The barrier is not gonna last, Asashi. Shit. As we cut back outside, as he's like, this is taking too long. As we got to never have patience. You've never had patience, have you? But you are not totally wrong. It is taking far too long. For our query, he could escape. As they fly next to each other, as they use a pinpoint blast, as it goes through the barrier a little bit. As you have the dragon version, like, I don't know what to call him. He's more logical in his thinking as he grabs onto the barrier and spreads it out as he breaks it more for them to get in. As this orb forms in his hand, as the other dude's like, oh sorry, let me stop it here. As what are you doing? As he's like, judging by the skill of this barrier, it's going to repair itself. We don't have to physically kill our quarry, as you say. As he yells out, give us the boy, and we'll make your death painless as possible. You have about 5 seconds. As he's holding the barrier still with both his hands. As there's no sign, there's no answer back. Very well. Your fates are doomed. As he lets go of the barrier, as he throws the orb. As he throws the orb, as it hits one of the buildings, indenting it into it. As we're going to small pause here. Now, this orb, it's called the Eye of Diablo. It's basically a artifact that opens portals to hell, basically, where all the demons are, lived. To the hell dimension, I guess you would call it. Now, these two guys are very high class demons. They're they're basically how powerful they are compared to a devil. I'm using devils are a far more advanced race, so they're as strong as their weakest devil. So they're on the pedestal of, devil level. So that's where they're at. Give me a second. As the orbs start glowing red, as several of these portals open up all over the place. As several of these lesser demons pop out of the portal as they begin massacring the people. As suddenly Asashi was getting everyone ready, as several of these creatures crash through the windows as they're screaming. The creatures are screaming. As a humongous portal opens up in the middle of the room. as a humongous creature comes coming out of it. And it's a very special, it's a very powerful demon. It's still in, let's say this one is like in the mid class. So yeah, it's for blood. As the creature steps out, as this shadowy figure comes in behind him, as Asashi eyes widen, as he senses something especially bad from this one. As he's like, Inko, do you know what these things are? As Inko's, yeah. As Luna says, demons. As Inko's like, soon we get the kids. Yeah, we'll get them, but we need to deal with this first. I haven't fought demons since I was a teenager, so this will bring back memories. As Asashi's like, we're in no, we're not in a good area to be fighting all out. We need to lure them away. As Asashi blasts the door off the hinges with his fire, as they're not flying out, as they're running out, as there was a guard with them. As you see this creature come swooping in, grabs one guard, and throws bone spikes at another, killing him as he's flying off. As Sasha's, what the hell? As she's like, we need a. This is not normal. Different classes of demons don't normally work together like this. As they see the two up there. As they see these two up here, as they're hovering down, as this one stop. As all of the demons stop in their tracks. I gave you a choice, human. Give me the boy. As she's like, what do you want with my son? That's not your business. Business, human. Hand over the boy or you die. Or we'll let our pets continue on their rampage. As Asashi's like, why would demons be after my son? As he's like, as they start laughing. As this one's like, our master commands it. As he's about to say more, as he's backhands him, quiet, you talk too much. Why? You're an idiot. As my apologies for my comrade here. He's not too smart. That's to make, to sums it up. Our master wants the boy dead, and we're going to do it. Either here or take him to our master. Master wants him Master wishes for him to be brought by him so he can kill himself, but if we can't, we can kill him here. As Asashi's like, no deal. Very well. You put this on yourselves. As he snaps his fingers as the attack begins. Well, continues. As this demon, mid-class demon, comes at Inko, spitting lava out of his mouth. As she barely moves out of the way, hit it with a bolt of lightning. Lightning? As it looks down on his chest, as it looks up, as it screams, as it screeches, as it grabs his tail and smacks Inko, as Asashi throws a lightning bolt at it, as it goes flying off, as he's like, dear wife, you should you shouldn't be holding your punches. And she's like, I don't know what, something's wrong. As her magic's, give me a second here. Now, the orb of, the Eye of Hades has a side effect. The closer to the orb you are, the less magical power you have in your spells. So it nullifies all casting. You still use it, but it won't be as powerful. And she's like, "There's something wrong with my magic, as this doesn't look good." As they don't know nothing about the orb or anything like that. As you have all the creatures, as they jump up, as they're all heading towards the rest of the people there, Inko, Asashi, Luna, Mrs. Rose, not Rosefield, Miss Lionheart, what I name her? Give me a second. Okay, I totally forgot what her name was. I don't know. I know. I want to say Yuna, but I'm not totally sure on it. But as the Lionhearts are there, as suddenly everything gets frozen in time, like everything stopped moving. As all you hear in the background is someone walking. I guess she would have to heal, I guess. Yeah, she would. Because, all right, as all you hear, this, she, the sounds of her walking. As she walks up to the group, still frozen in time, by the way. And she's like, huh, got the right place. As, oh dear, that won't do. As she waves her hand, as all the demons, except for the big two, they all turn to dust as they all fall down. As she continues walking, as the door is, off its hinges, so as she walks in, as she's passing all the demons inside, as they're all turning to dust, as she walks up the stairs, as she's passing by all sorts of demons, as soon as they pass her, they turn to dust. Yeah, she's not someone you want to mess with. I'll explain later, but in the what if. So, as she opens the door, as you have Izuku and the two girls in battle stance, as several demons are flying at them. As all she did is like, I don't think so. And she snaps her fingers as they all turn to dust. As she simply walks over to Izuku, touches him on his shoulder. As he's like getting ready to attack, he's like, what the hell? Who are you and where's those creatures? As he's like, calm down, Izuku. Midoriya. As he's like, how do you know my name? Are you with the Warlocks? And she cackles. Heavens no. I find that assaulting, actually. As Izuku looks over, Kikyo, he's trying to get, and she's like, no, that won't. And she's like, they won't respond. As Izuku's like, what did you do? As, oh, I need to have a private talk with you, Izuku. As he lights up some fireball, as it flickers, as it fizzles, as he's like, what the hell's going on? And she's like, it's because you're in the range of the diablo. But that's strange. Your magic shouldn't fizz out like that. As she touches his chest, as she senses his magic core, as it's unbalanced, it's been damaged, and yeah, Hizuku's in a bad state. Now, everyone has a magic core, but once you do, but the curse did something a lot more than just give Izuku pain. It targeted his magic core. As the core is basically the one thing that allows you to use magic, unless you're like a you're elf, you're from the elf bloodline. But for normal people, each has a unique magic core. And she stopped touching him. She's like, "That's not good. That's not good at all." And she's like, "The curse. Do you know the name of the curse you were hit with?" And she's like, "How do you know about that?" Ezekiel's like, "How do you know about that?" Ah, enough about that, mortal. As she makes the chair flying across the table, hit Ezekiel back as he sits down forcefully, just by her will. And she's like, "Listen, mortal. Out of all my creations, you are my one of my favorites. I've been watching you for quite some time." As he's like, "What are you? I don't sense anything from you, but you're clearly powerful." "Who I am and what I am is not important, mortal." As she's like, "Your core, whatever spell, whatever curse you were hit with, it targeted your core exactly. That's why your magic is not flowing as well." And she's like, "How, how is that possible?" Because it's like, it's this is the first person that actually lived from this curse, so there's never been an intel study of what actually does, because it was well hidden. So as she sighs, that she's like, "But there's a way I can help you with that." As Ezekiel's like, "Help me with what? What are you after? If I agree to your help?" "It's simple, young mortal. I can't repair it, but I can replace. I could give you a new one." As he's like, how are you even able? That's not possible." As he's like, huh, something so menial is nothing to compare to my power. As Now let me finish talking, mortal. As Ezekiel shuts up, "I'm able to give you this, but in exchange, I need something." As Ezekiel about to say something, and she's like, "Shut up. I'm talking." As all the ash or sand from all the creatures that she's killing in her room, as she forms a sand version of this villain, the model of him, as she's like, "You see this man right here?" As he's like, "Yeah." "He's been dabbling in things that mortals shouldn't be involved in. So, what I need you to be is to kill this man." He's like, "What?" "I need you to be my herald and eliminate this threat. He dares to. He dares to tips. Sorry. He dares to step in godhood. I think not." As Yeah, he's getting into some stuff that he's not supposed to, and a lot of the higher beings do not like it. So as Ezekiel's like, "If you're so powerful, why don't you do it?" And she's like, "I wish I could, but there's rules I have to follow. Even me have to follow some rules. I can't directly interfere in mortals' affairs." As Ezekiel noticing all her speech, so he knows he's dealing with a godly entity. As And he's like, "But why help? Wouldn't that meddle? Aren't you meddling now?" As she's like, "No, I'm more bending the rules a little bit. That's the. I want you to be my herald. Kill this man. And that's pretty much about it. And she's like, you're not going to ask for my soul? She's like, she starts laughing. Oh no, I'm not into soul collecting. That's more of my sister thing. That's more of my sister. But what do you say, Izuku? As she mentions, as soon as your core is very unstable, either two things are gonna happen. Your your magic core will dim and the light will go out, or you will explode. And how much magic power you're able to manipulate in your body, the amount of magic power, pure magic power that's in you, would take out a whole city. As he's like, damn it. That's all you want me to kill this guy? And he's like, yes. And stop him from, and he has been a thorn in your side as well. As Ezekiel's like, what do you mean? The kidnapping, the warlocks. They've moved, they target you specifically because of his command. He's pulling the strings, young Izuku. So what do you say? And she's like, the choice is yours. You could take it. Matters not. I could always find someone else. As Izuku's like, fine. Good. As fair warning, Izuku, this is going to be quite painful. As he braces himself for pain. As a magical circle appears on the ground, as Izuku's in the middle of it in a chair, as you have her, as she rips into his chest, as she grabs the. Sorry, no, scratch that. That's something I want to do this. As she has this weird thing. She's holding this weird black thing. And she's like, what's that? And she's like, your new core. As she slams it through. As it's going through. As it's devouring the old core. Absorbing in it. As it's doing this inside his body. As Izuku's writhing in pain. As lightning shooting out all around him. As it's black lightning. You know, sorry about the pun, but every time I say black lightning, I think of that superhero. But anyways, and she's like, the pain is going to be unbearable, but you gotta wait until your new core settles itself. As he's like, what is it doing? As he's like, as she says, unfortunately, it would kill you if I took out your core, but I add adjustments. Instead of taking your core out, I have your new core to absorb it. Don't worry, the pain will subside in a few hours. As a few hours go by, as Izuku gets up, as he has his black energy aura coming from him, and small pause. I lost my old thumbnail, so this is the new one. It will be visible when I release this episode. I just couldn't put on my community tab because I guess it was too big. Yeah, it's pain in the butt if you can't have. It's pain in the butt where you can't put pictures on there if it's too large or whatever. It's retarded. But let's continue. As she hands him, as she creates a necklace. It's the necklace he's wearing in the picture. If I go close. As he hands it to him, as he goes, what's this? Proof that you were my herald. As he puts it on. Now, there's 2 high-class demons out there. For your first task as my herald, I want you to eradicate them. As Izuku's like, oh, very well. He doesn't have no choice in the matter. As she disappears in smoke, as she says, I'll be watching you, Izuku, from time to time. As she evaporates in black smoke, as Izuku walks past Kikyo and Scarlet, they're still frozen. As she never said when she's going to freeze it. As he walks down, as he gets to the front door, as soon as he walks out of the house, time resumes. As Inko's like, what the hell's going on? As the two demons are like, as he's like, what the hell's going on? As he sees Izuku, you did this, did you? As Izuku's like, no, I didn't do this, but I'm going to. As he's emanate dark magic. Now, the core that he has. Now, the core was made physically by her, and she put a little bit of herself into it. As as you probably figured by now, it's a goddess of somewhat. It is straight up goddess. I don't know. I'll fill in the blanks later on, but I just need to get this out. So, yeah, it's not really spoiler. I put hints at it, calling him mortal and all that stuff, so you guys could figure it out pretty fast. As he hovers down, as he's like, good, you show yourself. We've been sitting here to kill you. As Izuku's like, huh, really? As Izuku, the Knights of some bit flame as it's less powerful because of the orb. As he's like, oh, that's the pain. As Izuku, sorry. As the dragon demon, yeah, that's how I'm going to separate them two. The dragon looking one's a dragon demon, and the other one's is a plain demon, because, I really don't know names right now. I'm going to think about it, what I'm going to call them. Or maybe not, because who knows. As he shoots a blast at Midoriya, as Midoriya just walks through it, as he has a barrier around him. As he looks at the corner of his eye, as he sees something glowing in the distance, as he's like, as he reaches his hand out, as the orb flies to him, as he catches it with one hand, as he, sorry, give me a second here. As he continues walking through the little magical attack that dragon demon's throwing at him, as he's like, how the hell are you still alive? As he's like, simple, you're too weak. As he straight up uses, as he straight up summons blades, has these like blade dance, as he's moving his fingers around, as the dude's getting chopped up. As Ezekiel's walking over close to him, as he's on his knees, as he simply touches him, as he goes flying, hitting the other one, as, they hit the ground, as he's like, the other one looks at Midoriya and it's like, I'm going to kill you. As Ezekiel smiles, as he's like, let's see you try, tadpole. As he charges Ezekiel, as he's clawing at him, as Ezekiel's just moving gently out of the way, as Inko and Sashi's like, what the hell's going on? What is this energy Ezekiel's emanating? I don't know. I could sense he's a lot more powerful now. Don't know how. As Inko is observing her son, they know they have, that's out of their power league, basically. As several portals open all around the two demons, as Izuku says goodbye, as shards of beam of energy starts piercing, as Izuku says, Holy Rapid Shot. Or no, let's go Holy Strike, I guess. I'm not sure on the name of it though. Give me a second here. Let's just go as Holy Judgment. It's a holy magic attack. As they all scream in pain. As Ezekiel walks to one of them. It is, yeah, I stopped pausing because, yeah, I did it too many times. My hand hurts. There we go. As he walks over to him, as he he grabs his horn, as he pulls him up toward his eye level, as he's like, I don't know who you're working for. I technically know I know who you're working for. I'm gonna find him and I'm gonna kill him. As Ezekiel conjures a dagger as he slices his throat, straight up chop his head off with a little dagger. It's a long dagger. I forget what they're called. They're longer daggers, so they're not as short. But yeah, he cuts his head off as he doused the knife in magic power, making the blade a lot more tougher. As his slice is clean through, as all everyone can see is the rock behind the demon. The boulder was cut in half from wind pressure, from the straight up magical wind pressure. As someone looks at Izuku, as he's like, "You're gonna pay for this." As a portal opens, as he crawls out, as Izuku throws a fireball, hitting the guy in the back as it's burning him. As he portals away, I said, "Damn, he got away." Well, this is gonna be hard to explain. As we're gonna stop it there because this is a long video. So I hope you guys have a good night and day, judging my time zones. All right, bye.